Welcome in, everybody. We're going to get started with the second day of the Eastern European Division 2 DPC League. And we're going to have, again, another couple of best of threes for you today. So getting right into it, it is going to be YNT. In fact, it's going to be both YNT teams today. The first one, YNT Sigma, up against PuckChamp. And then after that, it is going to be the main YNT team. And getting through today, we're going to be looking to see if there is any other different picks, because we did see the other day, there was a few, or there were a couple of leaners. The Clockworks coming out, Drow Rangers, Dooms, um, Shadow Fiend, which is a bit out of the ordinary, but for the most part, it seems like Division 2, they are going to be sticking along the same draft lines as we saw Division 1, which does make sense because they are the stronger heroes. And if you can get the stronger heroes in slot, then, okay. First of all, I say strongest heroes in slot. I was proved wrong once. Was YNT, right? Yeah, the YNT match versus Rise. Rise picked up the Centaur, the Batrider, had the Clockwork and the Rubik, which are two of the strongest heroes in that position 5, position 4. But they had the Weaver running in game number 1 up against the Lena, Tusk, Omni Knight, Snapfire, and the Lesh. So I was looking at YNT thinking, Tusk really strong in the support roles. You've got a Midler Shrek, Snapfire's looking really strong in that core role between the 4 and like the 2. So 2-3-4 looks really good in any position there, and the Lena being picked up as the position 1, and a lot of games just instant wins when that Lena comes out. So Rise in that first game, they did give up the Lena in the third game there as well, and Rise got punished for it. But in the first game, up against the Lena, the Weaver did come out. Something like 14 kills and 2 deaths, looked really strong in that first game up against YNT. YNT, I don't think anyone gets the Lena again today. The hero is just too strong. And it wouldn't surprise me to see teams just straight up first phase banning it again, because some teams might have a plan to play around it, know how to, or think they know how to win against it. And it does only have something like, well, the win rate might have changed actually. The last time I checked, it was something like a 54% win rate across every region. And coming into the Eastern European region, it actually wasn't that successful. It was still mildly successful, but it wasn't this 70%, 80% win rate hero that everybody was thinking it was going to be. It was still dealt with. So maybe the weaker teams not having a way to play around it, or the stronger teams having a way to play around it against the weaker teams did bring that win rate right down. As we are just waiting for the draft to come up now. A couple of player cameras that just need sorting out before we get into it. Yeah, so the Lena is a really strong hero, but teams do have a way to play around it. Division 1, we saw an instance where the Clockwork, the Vengeful Spirit was used as well. The Vengeful Spirit using to get the swap onto the Lena, get it in death range, and the Drow just being able to right-click it down with the Hypothermia that meant the Satanic wasn't as effective on the Lena. And the item build as well, it wasn't the item build like, see the Falcon's Blade coming out into the BKB, and then again something like the Daedalus. I think there was like Yule Scepters in there. It wasn't that standard Lena build that we are used to seeing. Looking through the rest of the day as well, excuse me, as we look at YNT, it is going to be the main YNT team. Again, they did beat Rise 2-1, looked fairly strong. Coming up against X3 today. X3, again, Nasvia, Natty Narwhal, Shagara, Alone, and Dark. So Alone and Dark are two players that I'm not too familiar with. But Nasvia, Natty Narwhal, and Shagara, 3 players there that have been around the Tier 2 scene, playing around these lower tournaments, playing around Division 2, and have played quite consistently well. So depending on how Alone and Dark wrap into this, YNT, they could be up for a game today, maybe pushing it to another 3-game series. But again, Igor, Bignum, and Slayer, another 3 players that looked really good. Looked really good when we saw them on Tuesday as well. And the way that they played around, even going down the first game up against Rise, they came back, they rallied, came back to win that series 2-1. So they have shown that again they are a force to be reckoned with here in the lower division. For me though, looking at the entire lineup, see, I was going to say Cybercats. Cybercats were probably going to be my favorite with Alberca, Force Major, Jess, Zeneca, and Chira in that squad. But on Tuesday, I keep forgetting the day. On Tuesday, Hydra with Dream, Warwick, Cloud, Lefferton, and Happy Dura. I mean, Cloud and Dream, again, two players. Happy as well. He's been around the tier 2 scene, looks really good. Dream was playing on the old Hydra as well when Hydra were looking fairly strong. So I would have said Hydra and Cybercats were my favorites, but Cybercats just didn't look at the races on Tuesday, and maybe that's because Hydra are a step above them. But yeah, coming into Division 2, I mean, it was only the first best of 3. So there's plenty of time to recover against that. But yeah, Hydra to me would have been my favorites to go up to Division 1. Uh, Possibly PuckChamp as well. PuckChamp do look really strong, but we'll see what HF can do because HF haven't played yet. X3 as well. PuckChamp obviously playing today, so we are going to see 3 or 4 teams over the next couple of days that haven't played that might have enough to get the impact. I mean, HF, lesser known players, Jani Toshibi, Proletary, Weebian, and Soy. Excuse me, Sohei. How do I pronounce that? Sohy. Sohi? Yeah, Sohi. Um, no real interaction with these heroes on things like the D2CL and uh, bedroom cups and third-party tournaments and smaller events. So I'm interested to see how HF are going to come to this. They are the X factor. These players that come through, never really heard of, and they did get the slot off Project Armor, which was the old Rune Eaters, which was the old V Gaming. The players seem to be scattered to the wind. Of course, Arrow on Rise, but the rest of them, the old Kazakhstani stack, just not existing anymore. As we are just still waiting for the webcam fix in the lobby. Hopefully, not going to be too far off towards getting into that draft. Can I see what? No, YNT still don't have a page. Let's see what PuckChamp have been up to recently. And yeah, PuckChamp, they've gone through redrafting as well. They did have Krilliat, Roger, Ducalis, Desperate, and Young G. Now the stack is going to be, um, I mean, Malik was in there, Astral Lil was even in there, Crystallize playing the carry. Now it is going to be Shigetsu on the position 1. We've got Young G position 2. Malik, Danielle, and H2O make up the rest of the team 3, 4, and 5. So it is a bit of a refresh from something we saw last year. They've stuck together for a little bit of the past couple of months because H2O came in December with Danielle and Shigetsu. Young G and Malik have been in there for a little bit longer. But yeah, you can see, looking at results, they tried to go through the Gamers Without Borders European and Eastern European qualifications, lost to Tundra, which if there is any team you're going to lose to, Tundra, not a bad one to lose to. They finished second in the Tour 3 of the DPC last season there as well. So again, that mid-table finish. Maybe a little bit stronger because the Division 2 teams from the last tour, you were looking at Namiga in there as well, which, okay, they didn't do too well in Division 1, but they really, really went through Division 2 with, 6-1. Both Hellraisers and Amiga went 6-1 in the Hellraisers were another team with Watson, Rabel, Mero, Gilga, and Maori. I mean, Watson playing on a Division 1 team, going towards the major now. And I've preached about Watson before, but coming into Division 2 in this tour, it does look a little bit weaker. The carries, maybe next tour, again, with the Amiga coming back down, we'll see maybe a bit more quality. But that's not fair. I mean, the teams, they do still have the chance to prove themselves coming into this. So yeah, I'm looking at PuckChamp, Hydra, Cybercats to be the 3 that are going to be competing to go up. But the rest of the teams, no reason they can't be looking at that. And hopefully even the players now in the lobby just getting a bit restless here, waiting for these cams to be fixed. And see, that's it. I don't really have any data yet to be talking about because this is only going to be the second day coming into... I mean, I suppose we can look at YNT's draft, what they did pick up on Tuesday. So things that were a little bit out of the ordinary with the Puck and the Spirit Breaker. Phoenix as well in game number 3, which they kind of ran over Rice in that third game in 32 minutes. The second one was a little bit closer. Nagasaran being picked up for that Death Prophet, Rubik, Ember Spirit, and Tiny. So again, most, if not all of those heroes are close to best in slot. Death Prophet at the minute is one of those heroes that Eastern European teams just want to be banning out straight away. You know, they don't usually let it through the draft. The Rubik, one of the strongest position fours at the minute, just the trading ability in the lane. Being able to come in with your right clicks, but the fade bolt, I mean, your right clicks at the minute are so powerful. And the fade bolt to trade off as well, to, you know, to be able to reduce that damage for anyone you try to trade off with, does mostly end up with the Rubik going net positive though, excuse me, in the damage. Tiny, again, another good strong frontliner. So it is going to be interesting to see what YNT, what they're allowed to pick up after this first phase. PuckChamp coming into this with, it looks like a reserve time penalty there, just a level 1 maybe for those webcam errors. So yeah, YNT, they did get in that second game a really good lineup. In the first game, they picked up the Omni Knight, which I really wasn't impressed with. And not because it was YNT, you know, playing the hero badly. It doesn't seem like a strong hero at the minute. It doesn't seem like a hero that has, playing as a position 5 as well, it doesn't have any built-in stuns. Went for the Heavenly Grace, so there was no purification bombs to come out, so that offensive capability taken away. So for the first, I don't know, 6 or 7 levels, I think it was, there was no purification, so the heroes were being purely used defensively. Even the is it the Hammer of Purity, Hammer of Might, Hammer, the Hammer, because that's how often the Omni Knight gets played, or at least I see the Omni Knight. I don't even know his third spell now, but the Hammer being used sparingly. You know, it was mainly the Heavenly Grace that was coming out, and Rise just found the space needed to, you know, get the pressure onto the Lina. In that safe lane as Lina and the Death Prophet taken away from PuckChamp. They didn't have first pick, so taking out those 2 big heroes. The Broodmother is still there. But again, we saw Rise in that second game. It was a long one. They're going to go for the Brood, but the Snapfire coming, excuse me, the Nagasaran Snapfire was in the first game. The Nagasaran coming out, the Ember Spirit coming out, the Rubik being there as well. They had so many clears. And yeah, Nagasaran doesn't surprise me. Up against the Broodmother, it made this Broodmother look ineffective. It couldn't put any lane pressure on because of the Riptides, the Sleight of Fist into the Searing the Flame Guard coming out from the Ember Spirit. You know, the Searing Chain's being able to lock down the Broodmother as well, so she couldn't skitter away. This hero, if it does get through to like 3rd or 4th pick in a team's lineup, and there's no answer to it, there is no Nagasaran, there is no wave clear, there's no mass unit reduction on the other side, that's great. But at the minute, teams are first picking it, and it's like teams, they are playing around it. They know what to be picking up with the Nagasaran. If the Nagasaran's not ban out, again, if the Ember Spirit's still there, Rubik's still there, Snapfire's still there, if they have a way to deal with the Spiralings quickly, then this Broodmother looks like a non-player on the board.
5 seconds remaining.
So we'll see what else PuckChamp want to go towards that's going to help this Broodmother. Like I say, with the Hoodwink coming out as well, it's not a bad hero to pick up. It is actually a really strong hero, the amount of control that it offers. And Brood in that early phase can be a lane dominator. It can apply the pressure to the towers. It's where it goes. You know, how quickly, Tiny, another one, yeah, with the tree and the avalanche being able to clear off those Spiralings. And I wouldn't be surprised to see an Ember Ban coming out for the PuckChamp, because it just looks so good up against the Brood on Tuesday that, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that PuckChamp want to take this away.
10 seconds remaining.
Pudge, interestingly, one that Sigma.YNT want to remove.
Dire team ban.
Keeper Light. Again, another good pushy hero, deals with illusions from the Nagasaran. And this is another thing as well, that PuckChamp, they're on a little bit of a timer here. Even with the Broodmother, you know, the Nagasaran, once she hits the Heart, the Manta
10
style coming out,
seconds remaining.
something like the Skadi as well. Naga could be sitting, on about
5 seconds remaining.
4 or 5k health. And at that point, how do you really get through her?
Dire team pick.
Yeah, so they do ban the Ember Spirit here, PuckChamp. It does make
Radiant
sense trying to
team pick.
Crystal
take away
Maiden.
all those heroes with the Crystal Maiden. So Hoodwink 4, Crystal Maiden 5, with the Broodmother more than likely in the off lane. Unless you want to flex that into the mid lane, away from the Naga Siren, because again, the Naga Siren is going to get that Riptide, get 2 or 3 levels in that before the
10
Broodmother's
seconds
even starting to
remaining.
spawn those Spiderlands. With it being on the ultimate now,
5
unlike the
seconds
old
remaining.
Broodmother for, what, a year and a half ago, where it was, a main skill that you could pop earlier on. How long ago was that change, actually? Anyway, yeah, coming up in the lineup against the Naga Siren. The Naga Siren is just going to be using these Spiderlands for food right around that level 6. And if things do go wrong, especially because the Naga has that shard, reset so many fights on Tuesday, this Naga Siren with a shard that heals up, is it something like 8% health per second of the song? Or, something like that, that it is really busted. Even for a carry, you throw that out, you get the heals off with the Guardian's Greaves as well, if anyone's got it on your team, which I do expect someone to pick up. And all of a sudden, your team's back to full health, ready to fight out. And you could be looking at PuckChamp, they may have lost 1 or 2 heroes, or they might be half health on their entire team. And all of a sudden, PuckChamp, even if they were winning the fight, once that song comes out, they're on the back foot.
Radiant
So they do need a
team
way to
pick.
stop this Naga Siren from getting the song off. And a Doom would have been a good one. But again, the Broodmother more than likely playing in that offlane position. So the Doom, no real avenue for PuckChamp, unless you want to play it in that position 1, which we did see on Tuesday. 2, not great
10
effect.
seconds
It
remaining.
didn't look amazing. As the Broodmother,
5 seconds remaining.
again, offlaners at the minute, playing the Greaves. And the
Dire
Broodmother
team
played the
pick.
Greaves, got the Ags at some point,
Skywrath
but
Mage.
I would really, especially with the Scarith
Radiant
Mage coming out
team
here as
back.
well,
Warrior.
I would really rather see the Broodmother go straight towards that Orchid. And just be able to chase down onto the Scarith, stop him from being able to cast any spells. Do the damage as well with his Mystic Flare onto anyone that gets locked down, because the Treant Protector with the
10
Overgrowth, that is a
seconds
decent amount of time to throw out a Mystic Flare, get that combo off and get a kill. Especially if the
5
Scarith
seconds
at
remaining.
some point gets that Ags, maybe from Roshan, maybe he's just doing that well and gets the gold. But yeah, I'd really rather see the Broodmother go towards the Orchid here in this lineup against Sigma.YNT.
Dire team ban.
And then maybe go back for the Greaves afterwards. But I do think you need that early kill potential on the Broodmother, that early lane pressure, and you don't really offer that, excuse me, up against the Treant as well as the Doom, who are pretty tanky boys. The Naga Siren, if you can catch her out with maybe the Hoodwink, great.
10
But I
seconds
do think the
remaining.
Orchid
Radiant
is going to be
team
needed here
ban.
for the Broodmother. Ursa does get picked up from PuckChamp. So if he does get a quick Battle Fury, he can deal with the Naga Siren illusions. That is a way to go through as well, with the stacking damage coming out from the Ursa. The stacking damage to go through the Naga Siren, even if you just get the Heart, the
10
Skadi, the
seconds
Manta style,
remaining.
the extra stat items that do give that massive health pool.
5
My only
seconds
issue
remaining.
is we've seen Ursa's being picked up and being kited to all hell. Just being turned around like a pinball. Being bounced around by Force Staffs and stuns, being controlled up by roots as well, which the Naga Siren's going to have. Doom going to be able to come in with a Centaur Stomp at some point, because I assume that's what he's going to pick up. The Infernal Blade as well. They've got the Overgrowth. Scarith Mage at one point probably gets a ROBBNROLL. So if they do use this on the Ursa, and the rest of the team can't react while that Ursa's being controlled, even through the Enrage, even through the BKB, this could be hard for the Ursa to fight into. And again, the song comes out, even if the Ursa's got the BKB, that just turns him into a 1 versus 5 fight. And if he's not, Naga Siren gets the song, Sigma.YNT reposition,
Dire team ban.
and he could be in trouble. Kunkka, another good one, being able to throw out the run buff, keeps that fight going for a little bit longer. The Cleave deals with the boats, deals with the illusions. Cleave deals with boats sometimes too, just not in this game. But yeah, the Cleave deal with the Naga Siren illusions, I was just thinking, the boat on the mine,
10
it's a lot of,
seconds remaining.
if they have that control, which they don't
5
really have a lot of
seconds
lockdown on
remaining.
the side of PuckChamp.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, Hoodwink with the Bushwhack, Crystal Maiden with the Frostbite. But until the Brood gets the Aghanims out and the Spinner Snare starts to be dropped, and Ursa gets a Basher, not a lot of control here on the side of PuckChamp.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So what a YNT, what is their last pick going to be? Looking for a mid laner, which the Pangolier, the Puck, both being banned out. I wouldn't mind a heavy damage dealer now. The Zeus has already been banned. They banned that themselves, but maybe something like the Queen of Pain. That offers
Dire team
a
pick.
blink in, a lot of burst, and then out. Invoker, another one. Being able to drop the Meteors, the Deafening Blast as well onto the Ursa, stop him from being able to attack. The control from the Cold Snap, the Ice Wall being dropped as well, so that is still there. Deafening Blast, again, does that with a Disarm. So
10
I
seconds
do like
remaining.
YNT's draft here. A little bit more than I like PuckChamp's.
5 seconds remaining.
So what if PuckChamp wanted to be picking up as a mid laner up against the Invoker? OD is still there. Not bad up against the Invoker. Again, something with just a little bit more lockdown in it. Storm Spirit, maybe? Being able to dive onto the Invoker, get the lockdown out. We've seen a couple of Storm Spirits as well. How effective they've looked, I couldn't really attest to that. Let's look at the hero list. Just looking at what else is being picked up in the mid lane. And what PuckChamp want to play as well.
Choose your hero.
Gonna go for the Shadow Fiend again. Not a lot of mobility on the hero. High damage, but not a lot of mobility, not a lot of catch, no lockdown at all. Until it maybe goes for something like, I mean, we have seen carries, mid laners, even the off laners, even the Broodmother at some point going for hexes. But I'm just looking at this lineup here for Sigma.YNT. The amount of lockdown they're going to have over Ursa, who is pretty kiteable there until he gets that Blink Dagger, until he gets the Abyssal Blades. Earthshock's nice, but it isn't a massive gap. Shadow Fiend, again, until he gets the Swift Blink or an Overwhelming Blink, not really hypermobile on this hero. He's not the fastest hero either. Susceptible to lockdown until the BKB comes out. So I think if Sigma.YNT can play through the mid lane up against Young G on the Shadow Fiend, you know, combine with the Invoker, stop him or slow him down from getting that BKB early on, and then focus on buying the space for Violent. I like Sigma.YNT's lineup a little bit better, but PuckChamp, do they have the quality of the players to overcome this here? I mean, we'll be finding out with this draft. But before we get into it, guys, we are going to be taking a quick look at a video prepared from our sponsors over at EGB, so check it out.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
So, welcome back in, and yeah, I think draft for draft, I'm leaning towards Sigma.YNT. I think it's a little bit of a better lineup. They've got more control in the lineup, and this Naga Siren, if they can buy space for the hero as well, I think Naga is just going to run over the game. PuckChamp, the Ursa is going to be a nice hero up against that violent Naga Siren with the scaling damage, the infinite scaling damage, with the Fury swipes, if he can get the right clicks off. But I'm expecting at some point the Doom to go for Halberd. The Deafening Blast coming out. They have, again, a lot of lockdown. They can do damage from a distance as well. So, how quickly this Ursa can get towards the Battle Fury, if it is going to be the Battle Fury build he wants to go to, he might even go towards a quick Diffusal Blade and just start to group up with the rest of his team to run heroes down. I just think PuckChamp, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the lineup, even with the Ursa, even with the Broodmother coming out. I just don't see it doing too well. I've been wrong before. Excuse me, hitting the mic. Nobody wants to hear that, but yeah, I have been wrong before. Fully gonna put my hands up and say I could be completely wrong, and PuckChamp might just run over this game in 20 minutes. But
The battle begins.
let's see how it is gonna go, because we're gonna see a little bit of contest in the river here. H2O as well as Daniel gonna be taking some damage. Vance Cole moving himself away. In terms of runes, it looks like it is just going to be the 2 for 2. So no real action after that first engage there from either side. And yeah, you can see, I mean, Y&T, the odds from EGB 3.4 to the 1.2 on the side of PuckChamp. So PuckChamp do have the more quality players, or the more well-established players, but Sigma.YNT, I mean, Violent playing on bait. I had some issues with Violent. I think the way he played around, you know, he went a little bit too deep at times. He farmed in really dangerous positions. And this isn't me trying to flame him as a player. It was that you could see there was still some learning to do. And maybe he has done that learning between playing on bait and coming into Sigma.YNT, but there was some issues with him. Don't get me wrong. He found the farming patterns. He found some great spaces to farm. He found his items. But he just seemed to do it in dangerous positions and didn't have the best map awareness as well. As for you, starting off with the Wex build. So these EMPs, the Tornado is going to be coming out as well at some point. Young G not going to be able to get these razors off because he's just constantly having his mana sapped away. As we look back towards the top lane here, Queasy as well as Corruptible up against Shigetsu and H2O on the Crystal Maiden. Yeah, Shigetsu, how's his sustain looking in terms of items? So he's going straight for a stick. But at the minute, you can see that Queasy's casting the concussive shot from a distance. Back in the mid lane for you. Again, Cold Snaps, EMPs being dropped on Young G. Young G has 0 mana to cast spells. Definitely not the mana he needs to get the multiple razors off. Maybe to secure range creeps here. And both going to be burning through some regen. But with Invoker building into the Quartz, 2 points into that now. Top lane. Could be some damage coming out until the end. Which, that's H2O, just with the name change. But he was able to get himself back behind that tree line towards his tier 1 tower, so he will be fairly safe. Some harass coming out. Corruptible stepping forward. He got the speed or bottom lane. Let's take a look, see how they're doing here. Daniel as well as Malik. Brood 6-3, so there is some denies coming through from Violent here. Malik not having the best time, and again, fighting into this Naga Siren that's going to have that Riptide, going to be able to do the damage. You've got a big tanky boy here from Vanscore. Bushwhack only onto the neutrals here, so Daniel, it is only a level 1 Bushwhack as well. Doesn't finish off those neutrals. So maybe the Brood does rotate over to put pressure, you know, clear off this camp. But yeah, you can see Vanscore with the Leech Seed, fighting into that, as well as that Nature's Grasp. It's going to be hard for the Brood Mother mid lane. EMP comes out, Tornado's going to be there now as well. Young G, going to have his mana drained from him. But Cold Snap not thrown out from that as well. So it looks like for you just couldn't get the spell off maybe in time to follow up from that damage. At least Young G here has the bottle. Going to be able to back himself away, get himself towards that bounty, and is back on the bottom lane. The illusion's coming through. Malik going to be taking a lot of damage. And again, not a lot from Malik to get through these illusions from the mirror images of Violent. 1 point in the net now. That's going to be extra lockdown. That would be buying time for the Leech Seed for the Nature's Grasp to be doing its work. Even the Courier. Going to be taking a little bit of damage here, but the net comes down with that Nature's Grasp. The Leech Seed already been used now as well. The Bushwhack catches on, and Malik, he has to try and run himself away from this. A lot of harass. And you can see the Brood in the lane, even with the double Wraith Band, not having a great time up against Violent. Top lane. H2O going to be, again, taking some harass. Shigetsu comes through. Frostbite's going to be used. There's going to be the Earthshock now as well. Corruptible, can he get himself away from this? Has that move speed aura coming through from one of the kobolds? Taskmaster? Workmaster? Oh, Frostbite now. Queasy doesn't have the highest health pool in the world, but it is going to be Vanscore on the bottom lane. Malik, he just got way too low. And Vanscore and Violent just able to do the damage. Nothing really he could do to get himself away from this one. Again, the control coming out from that net, from the ensnare. As well as the Nature's Grasp slow, you've got the Leech here as well. If you're hanging around on low health, even with the regen coming through from the webs, it's not going to be enough to keep this Brood alive in the lane. Middle lane though, for you taking a lot of range damage, 2 points into the Quas. So he does have some regen, but oh, he's got to be careful. I mean, Young G, he's used all of his bottle. 3 points now into the raise, so he's only going to be able to use one of those before he's out of mana. Does he want to get aggressive onto for you? top lane. Again, Crystal Nova going to be used, but now Corruptible. He's going to be coming in early point in the Infernal Blade here now as well. Shigetsu taking a lot of damage and the 2 points into the Scorched Earth. So being able to chase down, put this pressure. Look at Shigetsu. He's completely out of regen. He's going to be buying out into the infused raindrop, which Crystal Maiden already has. Ooh, this might actually be a kill onto Queasy. It is going to be a kill onto Queasy and Corruptible. The Infernal Blade comes out. Shigetsu here. Can he try and chase him down? He has that Scorched Earth in the next 8 seconds or so. It looks like Doom just trying to use the Devour onto the catapult creep. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Young G, there's going to be the rotation through. And this was what I was talking about. Just getting the pressure onto Young G. As Vanscourt does move himself in. Even the TP coming in from Queasy, there's no bottle to fill here. So let's see if he just goes for a longer wraparound. Daniel, completely out of mana.
Radiant structures
Invoker just
are
picks up the
fortified.
invis, immediately purges it off. Just to make sure that the Shadow Fiend, maybe the Hoodwink doesn't get it. He's violent on the bottom lane. Just continues 28 to 10. In terms of last hits now. Both the Doom as well as the Naga Siren sitting at the top of the last hits. Ursa a little bit higher on, but the Bushwhack's going to be coming out violent. Does he actually turn this one around, or is he going to be able to walk himself away? Level 5. The Acorn Shot comes through, so he does take some damage.
Is this?
But he's got the regen from the tower as well as the mango if he wants it. Vanscore, only level 3, so the leech is going to be popped for that regen. No living armor just yet to drop onto Violent. Top lane, Shigetsu going to be taking some decent damage. Again, Infernal Blade, the damage that Queasy's putting out. Oh, the pause. Oh, mic problems. Okay. Ursa's... Did he not get the... He did. Okay, so the raindrops are there for him. And you can see that he's already used up one of the charges, so Queasy puts that on cooldown. He's going to be silenced off by the Ancient Seal as well. So the extra damage coming through. Scorched Earth is going. And Ursa, 333 health, only level 4. Doesn't have that Enrage just yet. No Ring of Health. So it looks like it is, or possibly it's going to be the Battle Fury build. What's H2O going to be able to do to slow down? Looks like he's mid-cast on the Crystal Nova. It is coming out.
Not bad.
From the ghastly eve, I can
And now the voice lines
see
start.
the ends of the world, and from
I
this
will commit
vantage
this
point,
to
I
memory.
declare with utter certainty that this one is in the bag.
That is just the longest voice line. I think it is actually the longest voice line in the game, but... Scareth, spells coming off cooldown. You know, he's going to be able to throw out another Arcane Bolt, level 2 in that, while the Ancient Steel is still going. Okay, maybe it's just some friendly tipping going on as we get ourselves back into this. Ursa, can he get himself away? Crystal Nova's going to be dropped now as well. The damage coming through, and Ursa, yeah, he will be able to back himself off. And it was the sprays. Okay, that's what I was hearing. So backs himself off underneath the tier 1. Going to have some protection from this. If they get the vision, Queasy can spam those spells. How are those raindrops looking on the Crystal Maiden now as well? The Infernal Blade comes out. Crystal Maiden H2O could be in a lot of trouble. The Frostbite could be used till the end. Verify has to use this one, but Corruptible, does he want to chase in? No Scorched Earth for the next 4 seconds till the end in the trees. He goes right, Corruptible goes left, but he might find out Shigetsu. With the rotation coming through from For You now as well. They do get the kill.
Get my due.
And that's going to be Ursa on his back for the next 15 seconds or so. And H2O, he can't be seen. Even the IUOK spam being dropped here with the sprays. Queasy still looking. He's behind the trees. He's waiting for the creep wave to push in. Crystal Maiden, does he show?
Radiant
He's going to show to the creeps. What can he do? TP's coming through from the Ursa, so maybe Skywrath just wants to float himself away from this one. The Ancient Seal comes out For You still up here. Cold Snap going to be used on Shigetsu. Do they have the damage to take him down? Again, those raindrops on cooldown. To change targets onto H2O. H2O trying to get himself away. Now Shigetsu in the trees. There is an urn coming through from the Invoker. That charge here onto Shigetsu. And they're going to be able to take down. Look at these raindrops. He's going to be able to get the kill onto the Skywrath, but still, he get another kill. He only just came back to lane. For You hanging around. No miscall there, and they get another kill.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Really nicely done from the side of Sigma.YNT. Just once again,
Radiant's
to put the
middle
Ursa
tower is under attack.
back in the box for about 30 seconds or so. 40 seconds over those 2 kills. And yeah, okay, he got the kill onto Queasy, which is going to be all right gold for him, but he did not want to die. That's going to be delaying his battle. It does. It delays the battle fairy so much. Even just missing out on what? 3 or 4 lanes of waves of farm in lane. That's a big punishment coming out from the side of Sigma.YNT. And now, I mean, 4U takes down Young G. Has the lockdown Van score, only level 4, but the living armor, the leech seeds, and the control coming through. And this is what I was talking about. If Sigma.YNT can keep up these levels of aggression, which 4U looks like he's going to try and do again. Corruptible level 7. She gets to only level 5, so he has that Doom. The Enrage comes out now. He just levels up. But if they get it off Corruptible, he's going to try and come through. If they can maybe try and bait out the Enrage. The ward does see 4U, so they know this is happening. Shigetsu trying to play away. It's Corruptible. Going towards a quick BKB.
Radiant's
Has that
middle
hand of
tower
Midas.
is under attack.
Yeah, Invoker. Maybe knew that they know.
Dire's
He knows that they know that
structures
they
are
know
fortified.
that he was there. So he does just back himself into the mid lane. And this is, again, usually you don't see the Invoker playing too far away from base. They're going to go for another kill onto the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend, he's got the Requiem of Souls if he wants to try and throw it out. Daniel rotates over now as well. They back themselves away. So they're going to be forced to back themselves away with the fear. Before you rotates in. Not actually going to be coming away. And if you can slow Young G down like this, if you can slow Shigetsu down,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
then that's going to be, again, Sigma have to keep up this aggression. They need to put the pressure onto the Ursa,
Radiant's
slow down
bottom
this
tower
Battle
is under
Fury for as
attack.
long as possible, get
Dire's
kills onto
top
Young G
tower
before the
is under
BKB comes
attack.
out. Looks like 4U, he just wants to get himself right in, and H2O has to go behind the trees. Cold Snap's going to be there, though. They have the vision. Raindrops. Do they have the kill? They absolutely have the kill. 4U is going to be able to pick that one up again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's
On the bottom
top
lane,
tower
Malik is
under
pushing in.
attack.
He's going to be able to take this tier 1
Radiant's
tower.
bottom tower has fallen.
Did only die the once.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
But again, Nagasaren's going to be fine at just rotating through the jungle here. Daniel might catch him out with a bushwhack, but there's not really going to be a whole lot of follow-up from that. As Violent just continues to use the Riptide from these illusion hits. And Invoker's not too far away. The illusion's pushing into the mid lane from the Naga Siren. Oh, did he catch out H2O again? They're going to be able to do. There's going to be the Tornado coming through into the Cold Snap with the Urn Charge going as well. And Crystal Maiden, he's going to go down. Queasy this time picks up the kill. Bottom lane, can they go into Naga? Violent here. The damage Van score is going to be rotated in. Does he drop that Leech Seed? He does. And Alicia Illusion's going to benefit from this a little bit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But this is the place where I guess PuckChamp want to play around. You can see that the Brood, he's just going to be keeping pressure onto this bottom lane, keeping it pushed in, even with the Nagasara and Illusions. And we'll see, oh, is there going to be another jump here? Queasy's waiting on high ground. If you can get that Ancient Seal off, again, the Ursa's still going towards the BKB. Excuse me, the Battle Fury, so he's not going to have that BKB. So if the Ancient Seal does come through, stops him from getting the Enrage off, they could look to put the pressure on and get that kill. Smoke comes out, they're going to be able to get a bushwhack, and they jump in with the Ursa now as well. Sharpshooter, and Queasy will go down. So she gets to get him one back, but before you might get something out of this here now as well. EMP, Young G, he's going to be going towards that BKB. So he does want some quick save from the control coming out before you, and the rest of the side of YNT. Because again, like I said in the draft, they just do have the ways of locking down on the side of PuckChamp until those BKBs come out and Lincoln Spheres comes out.
Radiant are scanning.
PuckChamp are in for a bit of a rough ride.
И вы выиграли путевку в Dodge
Yep.
List.
Whatever that means. Corruptible with the voice lines.
Dire are scanning.
Doom. Is this Hand of Midas charge away from getting its full BKB out as well? Going towards the mana boots as well, it looks like. So it is going to be more than likely Guardian's Greaves for the Doom. There's a 3-hero smoke rotation coming out here from the side of Sigma.YNT. They're looking for a hunt on the Ursa. But are they going to be able to find it? They might find the Crystal Maiden. H2O. Smoke breaks.
Radiant's
Don't go for the
middle
D-Ward because you don't want to give this away. Another cold snap onto H2O. You're going to be able to come through. Frostbite here onto For You. For You can get himself away. A lot of damage to Queasy. He gets the kill, but the rotation comes out from Malik now as well. The TPs. Sigma.YNT. Bushwhack here onto the tree and Protector. So they're going to trade support for support. Corruptible still has that Doom, has that BKB now. Might be able to throw it out onto Malik if Malik tries to contest with his tier 1. Violent, level 9. Does he have the song? He does. So that could be the setup here if he sees Malik. Naga Illusions pushing into the Dire Triangle. Looks like he's trying to scout out, maybe get something from the Riptides. As Young G just has to continue to farm. He's still going to be about 700 gold away from that BKB. So again, is still liable to be locked down and killed off. As For You,
Radiant structures.
where do you want to go? Cold Snap comes out. Daniel, did he run himself away? Tornado isn't going to connect. And the Cold Snap will be wearing off there here.
Don't do that, bro.
As Malik looking to push into the mid lane. Violent's going to be out though with the 3 points into the Riptide. Living Armor's up now as well. Does he want to maybe set up for a song? The rest of his team not here. And this tier 1 tower, it might just go down. There's nobody else from the side of PuckChamp going to respond to this. I mean, if the TPs came in, that might have been a perfect place for the song to come through. Maybe get a kill onto the Young G, onto Malik as well. You can see the odds. YNT, it comes right down. So PuckChamp, they're a little bit behind in terms of EGB's odds. YNT 1.5 to PuckChamp's 2.3. But what are they going to be able to do? Smoke from the side of PuckChamp. Looking to just clear out their own jungle. Make space here for the Ursa. And this is the thing now. 15 minutes. They did get 2 kills onto the Ursa in the lane. But 15 minutes is still a really good timing for the Battle Fury on the Ursa. Yes, they shut him down. They got 2 kills on him, but they've not continuously shut him down. He has found that far. The upside is Violent is 0-0 and 2. He's not being contested. He has that Mantis style to come out for the Naga Siren here as well. He's going to be able to keep up with the Ursa's farm because of these illusions, because the Riptide goes through the waves really quickly. And, yeah, so that is the upside. The Violent can flash farm as fast, if not a little bit faster than the Ursa. With these illusions and the Riptides. Oh, they've got the damage coming through onto the Crystal Maiden. No more raindrops. Violent, though. TP's coming in, so it looks like they might try and back themselves away. Bushwhack. It won't connect. And again, the song is available here for Violent if things get a little bit dicey for them. Meanwhile, the Doom going towards the quick blink even before the mana boots. They're going to be able to finally jump onto the Crystal Maiden. Mystic Flare with the Ancient Seal. And Daniel, you've got to be careful, mate. Can't really follow up onto that after, even with the Sharpshooter. Damage coming out from the Naga as well as the Skarath. Still going to be stacking up there, even if the Skarath out of a lot of mana. So Invoker. How's Malik doing? He's got those guys, so he did go for the quick Greaves. It's going to sustain. Potentially goes for the Pipe as well to help out his Spiderlings with that magic resist reduction. So the Pipe could be nice here for him. As Corruptible just continues to get the farm out. If he wants to dip into the side shot, I love that Hurricane, just being able to close the gap like that. Yeah, so the mana boots do come through now. And again, wouldn't be surprised to see the Doom playing on the Greaves. So what's he going to be able to do? They get the jump up onto the high ground. Infernal Blade here onto the Crystal Maiden. So not the target he wants to. Doesn't use the BKB either. So no Doom there being thrown out. Surprised he didn't go for the blink onto the mid lane. But what can he do now? Overgrowth is going to be used for you. Carry on. Falling through here onto Crystal Maiden till the end. Should go down. Sharpshooter connects onto the tree, and before you will be able to get a kill onto the Crystal Maiden, and now the chase can come through. Daniel can get himself away, the ensnare, even the Mystic Flare could be used, so they do get the kill onto both supports. will be able to take down that tier 1 tower in the mid lane. YNT, at least the Ursa's getting far. Right, at least she gets to here. He's got that Battle Fury, getting himself close towards the BKB. Malik, he's finding the creeps. They're pushing in the mid lane. As for you, Adamitis is out. He wants a BKB as well, so no boots of travel to come out quick for the Invoker. Corruptible as well with the pull-throughs. I mean, with a Scorched Earth, you can, as the Doom, farm quickly on these stacks. Violent on the bottom lane as well. The Riptide, look at how quickly he goes through those creeps. Even with 2 illusions moving away to move to different camps. Pick up onto the medium camp, onto the small camp as well. Top lane, though, Bushwhack, it doesn't connect. So let's see here. Youngji has his BKB. Doom has a BKB and a blink, though. If he can get himself in, get that Doom off. Which I don't think he's used it just yet. He's had it for a while, but he's not been able to use it. And okay, it looks like it's going to be the Octarine core coming out for the Doom as well, which is nice at getting the reduction on that Doom. Obviously, the extra cast range as well is nice coming through the 8 lanes, but it is nice to get that reduction. Bottom lane. So what can he do? He can do nothing. He's just going to be chased down. He's going to be punished for this. And look at his health. He even has to use the Enrage for that. As Naga with the Orchid just rips through that Ursa Burr. And again, the Furry Scurry in the current patch is turning just into a cute fuzzy wuzzy here. They get the silence out, jump in from Youngji. Violent doesn't have the mana for the song. Is he going to be able to get himself away from this one? The raise damage coming through here from Youngji. Don't catch him with the Bushwhack though. Frostbite comes out, Tornado on the back lines, looks at Band Score. He tries to get the Overgrowth. Shadow Fiend though, Cold Snap's going to be there. He's already used the BKB. Kawhizi gets the kill onto Danielle, and the chase is on Kuro. Can he? That's the wrong Kuro, excuse me, Corruptible. Can he close the gap? He's going to be able to. They get the stun, they get the kill, and again, doesn't even need to use the Doom for that.
Radiant are scanning.
Scan though coming out. Clever scan from Sigma.YNT. And you can see the damage there from the Invoker, putting out just over 1,000 damage, able to get all 3 kills on the side of PuckChamp. And then the immediate scan to see that if Ursa has TP'd himself up to the top lane and looking for that kill onto Roche. And the scan comes clear, so they know they don't have to instantly TP up, instantly react to that. They can just go back to farm and find themselves the next set of items. Though I would like to see a ward down in front of the Roche pit, just in case Shigetsu decides, he is going to walk himself in there with the Enrage. Level 2 on that Enrage as well. And look for the kill onto Roche. For the minute, Sigma.YNT fairly comfortable with how this game is going. The Purge onto the Doom. The neutrals actually casting their spells now. Like, I don't like the break and the disarm. That's not fun. It is just designed to slow down the jungle farm, but it's just funny whenever you do get like netted or centaur stomped or or purged like that. Just because, just an extra double fingers up from the neutrals before you do get the kill.
No? Let's get started.
Queasy Incorruptible. Man, what a combination that is. Imagine someone being Queasy and Corruptible. Centaur Stomp comes out. The Doom's going to be there. Shadow Fiend. Not going to be able to get himself away from this one. Yeah, Queasy does get the kill. Chase down. Who's trying to get himself away. The Infernal Blade and stop him in his tracks. Has that BKB. Does he want to pop it? He's going to be taking a lot of damage here. So the the Embraces from Violent. Not going to be anytime close, but the blink in the Centaur Stomp. Does he want to go for the Enrage? He's going to be using it now as well. Shigetsu might be able to get the kill. Turn around over the Doom with that BKB. Freezing Field as well from the Crystal Maiden. But the Overgrowth, the Meteor going to be dropped. BKB going to be down now. Shigetsu, the Ensnare comes out. Crystal Maiden. Sunstrike. That should be melting her. And for you, do they want to carry on going out? They might be able to get the silence and damage coming out onto Hoodwink. Hoodwink going to get himself away, going to turn back into the Skywrath Mage. And Daniel, he has to run himself away from this damage. Is it going to be able to get the kill? Oh, close with the Tornado. That finishes the job. 3 heroes dead, traded off for the Doom. After the Doom had used the... Okay, his Hand of Midas is Devour off cooldown, so that's it hurts. As a Doom player myself, you know, when you see that Hand of Midas off cooldown, when you see the Devour off cooldown, you're like... it's just... It hurts to watch. We're trading off the Doom for 3 heroes there. You know, the Shadow Fiend almost instantly, and then the 2 supports as well. Really nice trade for the side of Sigma.YNT. Doom is going to be back alive now. So the efficiency, he can get himself back on track. Even going to be going towards a 4-staff. So yeah, being able to turn and 4-staff himself away from the Ursa if the Ursa's in his face. Unless he's bashed up with the Ursa. Only just starting to work towards now. Doesn't have the gold for that. Sunstrike. Scouting out. There's the smoke coming through from the side of PuckChamp. Oh, Violent's going to be caught. Does he want to go straight for the song? BKB's going to be popped here from Shigetsu. So Young G comes in as well with Queen of Souls. A lot of damage coming out into the Naga Siren because of those 2 BKBs. Even if the song was going, Manta Star was used. They weren't able to keep the Naga alive. And now PuckChamp into the Roche pit. Going to be scouted up by the Sunstrike, but what can they do? This Doom's still down for the next 10 seconds. And by the time it's back up, no buyback on the Naga Siren now as well. By the time it is back up, Roshan probably does go down. Doom though jumps in. It doesn't steal the Aegis. The Youth are going to try and fight this one now as well. BKB is going to be used before you. For you can get himself away. Crystal Maiden, he's getting low. Does he take down that urn? It's not going to be enough damage with the web regen here from, excuse me, as well as the Greaves. That Guardian Aura coming through from Malik. Enough to keep the Crystal Maiden alive. Ticking through that urn.
Radiant are scanning.
So Aegis up for the Ursa. BKB's down as well. Even take down Corruptible's courier. Which... what was that? That was going to be the gold coming through with this next Hand of Midas use for the Octarine core. Oh, that is a big delay there. I suppose he didn't buy it out. At least the courier goes down before it buys the item. Violent continuing to push. Actually going to go for the butterfly next after the heart. So again, big tanky boy and the butterfly up against the Ursa, whose entire kit comes down to the right click potential of the Ursa Burr.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
Scan.
Radiant's top tower.
It is just going to be seeing the illusions though. Sees them move away.
Radiant's
Yeah, I don't actually know why this gun. They do get the top tier 1 tower on the side of PuckChamp, so now this Broodmother with the Spiderlands is starting to take some control, is starting to take the objectives on the map, which I think Rise just couldn't do. Again, the M Spirit, the Rubik, as well as the Naga were just too much for the Spiderlands, and the Broodmother never really got going. Meanwhile, on the side of YNT, Sigma.YNT here, there is a little bit less. The Scorched Earth is nice against the Spiderlands. You know, you've got things like the Tornado, the Meteor that can be dropped.
I'm not opposed to
The Riptide is still there, but they don't get through these Spiderlands as quick, which means that the Brood is able to just get a little bit more aggressive on the map, clean off these. Oh, he's even going to go for the second item side. So he wants that extra control. Yeah, Young G, how's he looking? Could it be the Clever Blink? Mystic Blink? What is the Smart Blink called? I always forget, because it's not really ever picked up.
Radiant's middle tower is
Arcane
under
Blink.
attack.
Arcane everything, yeah. Arcane Rune, Arcane Boots, Arcane Blink.
Dire's top tower is under
So,
attack. Radiant's
Tier 2 towers
structures are
potentially being
fortified.
traded off here.
Radiant's middle
Violent
tower is
fortification
under
gets used for both sides. Can the illusions take down? I mean, the fortification, limited armor as well. It's going to be a little bit harder to get through this tier 2 tower in the mid lane just because of it.
Dire's top tower
And it
is
looks
under
like there's
attack.
going to be TPs back to try and defend in case the side of
Radiant's middle
Sigma.YNT
tower
try and go
is
high
under
ground
attack.
here.
Dire's top
BKB
tower
going to be
is
used though.
under
Look at this for you. The song comes out. And also he's not used his BKB through this. So the TPs, they're going to try and get themselves away. They will be able to get themselves away. The Bushwhack, it doesn't connect. And they even defend the tier 2 tower in the mid lane through this. Living armor will heal it up. The ward, it's going to see the doom. but nobody from the side of PuckChamp able to be even close to be able to respond to this. Corruptible wants to go towards a nullifier. PuckChamp, how long's left on the Aegis? About a minute. So, PuckChamp, push 2.0. Again, this ward's down. It's going to see anyone trying to come through this side of jungle. Which is pretty much everyone inside of Sigma.YNT's. Vanskor moving himself in and around the trees here. Overgrowth's going to be back up. Do they get the kill onto Queasy? Shigetsu, he has that BKB though. The Enrage is back up as well. For you, just going to be able to use these, the Forge Spirits on the top lane. As you can see, the Violence pushing out the bottom lane here with his illusions. Not too far away. Does he sell that? He does. He's going to be able to pick up the butterfly. Jump on. Shigetsu. It's just going to be illusions. Look at how tanky these illusions are. Even with Shigetsu coming in with the Fury Swatch. Ooh, mirror image. Daniel tried to go for the sharpshooter, but the mirror image is going to be able to dodge it. Violent in the trees. Does Malik see him? What's the rest of his team here? Nagasiren, he doesn't have a BKB. He doesn't even have a TP. Aegis is going to be reclaimed here. Youngji with a double damage rune as well, but he can't find Violent. Not yet. He might just have to wait this one out. Buying time for the Invoker to split push this top lane with the Forge Spirits, with the Alacrity. He does have the song, and Violent, he's going to get brave, trying to walk himself away from this mirror image, so he's going to be able to dodge off the spawn Violence, but Youngji with the fear. Do they go into the right one? They might actually have gone onto an illusion here now, and Violent song comes out. He's just going to have to walk himself away from this, though. Again, no TP. Where's the rest of his team? They are going to be rallying to his side here. Violent, though, is he going to be in time? Big tanky boy on this Nagasiren. The Hex comes out. They have the control. But the damage, it's not going to be enough. And now the Doom jumps in. Can he get himself away from this? The Doom onto the Ursa. The Ursa has that Enrage. It is going to be wearing off now as well. But Doom, they might have enough damage to take him down. BKB won't be enough. Excuse me, the Sunstrike won't be able to connect because BKB is there. Shigetsu. BKB not enough to keep him alive, so he does have to walk himself away now. Broodmother caught out in the Mystic Flare. It's going to be enough damage. Malik, he goes down. Corruptible gets the kill, and Youngji on the high ground. But pushing into the high ground, he might be able to go back into the Ursa Bird. Ursa Bird caught out. Definite Blast comes through. And For You gets the kill onto Shigetsu.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So now what can they do? Tier 2 tower is still up in the mid lane. That's pull pushing it out, but it looks like Violent, they just want to go onto the tier 3. They want to go top lane. They want to look for a set of racks. And with no Ursa Bird here for the next 50 seconds, they can really push in onto this. Ooh, Corruptible dives himself forward. Infernal Blade into the Centaur Stomp. The Tornado is not going to connect onto Danielle, but it does catch out onto H2O.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
And they take the racks. They're going to be able to take a set. Can they go back to this tier 2? They absolutely can. No Ursa still for the next 30 seconds. And look at how quickly Violent's going to be able to take this For You. Those Forge Spirits, the Alacrity coming out from the Invoker. They're even going to go for a second set. And again, no Ursa. If the Ursa had the buyback, he would have bought back by now to help defend his base. So they're going to try and do some harass to the buildings with the Nagasiren illusions. Not able to take that tier 3 before Ursa came back up. But yeah, you can see Nagasiren here. Has a TP now, Violent, going towards the BKB. Just making sure he can't be controlled by the Hex. Malik. Yeah, Brood. Again, the Spinner Snare is going to be coming out. Ooh, no one's been caught out. Just an Ancient Steel onto the Crystal Maiden, maybe to stop him from being frostbitten here, Queasy. So he is just going to be able to flap his wings and fly away home.
Radiant are scanning.
How is that looking? 96%
attack.
on the win probability graph. So there is still a chance here for PuckChamp. It's not a big chance. But there is still a chance.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And For You, it's going to be the shard. Usually you do see the Invokers go for not a quick, but yeah, around 30 minutes. I would have been expecting the Ags to be up.
Is mine.
But he's going to be going for the shard first, so he wants the triple meteor, which again, up close, it is going to be great at dealing with the spiderlings. If PuckChamp go for a delta split as well during these fights, could be a lot of damage to come through on those meteors. And YNT going for the smoke. What can they do? What can they find? They're going to know roughly where Malik is, because Malik throwing out the silken bowlers as well as the spawn spiderlings. But it looks like they just want to smoke in. The illusions from the Nagasarans going to try and push onto excuse me, onto the mid lane. Shigetsu, he's popping that BKB. The Doom comes out here. Can he run himself away? He didn't use the Enrage, so it's only going to be the BKB for protection, and it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. And again, he tries to run himself out this time. Again, no buyback for Shigetsu. You get the counter for you. Youngie going to be able to pick this one up. And Corruptible, that's not your base, mate. Going a little bit too far away in the other direction here as Youngie. Do they get the kill into Violent? Violent. He's used that BKB, looking to set up. Do they get the heal as well? The Doom's going to be in this squeeze. He's going to be close. No Mystic Flare, but the Blinks. They don't have the damage to cancel the Blinks away, and Youngie will be able to get himself out. Violent, chased down. A lot of magic damage coming through. Even with Scarith Mage not having a lot of health, he will pay with his life.
Will miss me.
Pushwhack here. Back lines. Youngie not going to be coming in. Can they get the chase down here onto Violent? Violent, it looks like he's already away. But again, they get the kill onto the Ursa. He's dead for 74 seconds. If you take a look at the net worth, what's that, about 7,000 behind the Nagasaran? And every time he goes down, even with this Battle Fury, you know, the Nagasaran farms as fast, if not faster, than the Ursa. So the Nagasaran going to be fine. Going into the jungle. Picking up the next, what does he want to go for? It is going to be the Scepter. So he wants the reeling of over the Ensnare. Can use it through the song as well as any BKBs as well to get the lockdown if he is being chased. Double damage rune in the river. Roche is back up. This is something that Sigma.YNT need to be aware of. You know, the Spiderland's going to be spotted out onto Roche. Oh, excuse me, it's actually going to be the Forge Spirit. Both of them look, have the same colouring. Now the Spiderlands move into the pit, so both Sigma.YNT as well as PuckChamp know the big man is back in his cave. The Doom's up here. Doom, level 20, so he does have that 35-second Doom cooldown reduction as well. The Oxyrene Core, what's it bring it down to? 74 seconds. So just over once a minute he can throw out this Doom.
Radiant are scanning.
You can see that Foyu's got his boots of travel. Like that. He's going to be able to throw himself quickly up to the other side of the map. And the Nagasaran using these illusions to keep pressure on. They've already lost this melee racks. The range rack's close to going down as well. So PuckChamp needs to be aware of how long they're outside of the base. And how much base they're going to lose if they do step outside of it. Spinner Snare's down now as well in the pit. So at least Broodmother is going to see any notifications. That's such a dumb part of the spell. Can I just say that? That I hate on the spell every time it comes up, but the fact that Broodmother and his team gets an alert on the minimap whenever one of the snares gets triggered. It's theme effective, you know, it's theme relevant with spiders, obviously, you know, when the web does get pinged by any insects or anything that crawls into it, they know, you know, they're sitting on the web, they hear it, or excuse me, they feel it, they feel the vibrations. But it's just in-game, it's just so dumb. So the Naga has that Ag Scepter up now. So Ensnare and Reeling through BKBs. The Reeling is a nice bonus. But the real one is going to be able to go through BKBs and sleeping units, so anyone that's songed up. You see the Sigma.YNT, they're calling for a big wraparound here. Dropping the battle lines on the minimap. coming through from Corruptible. Corruptible on for you. They're waiting for someone to push out, but no one's going to be coming in close. So they can just carry on going with the smoke, waiting for someone to step up, maybe try and clear off this wave. But PuckChamp, they know they've got to play extra safe. Ursa doesn't have the buyback. You can see on the top board. Again, shouts out to production for this top board, that you get the ultimate cooldowns, the big spell cooldowns, next to the heroes on both sides, like that. Like the Enrage being used on the Ursa, but the buybacks, the the BKBs, the refreshers underneath the heroes as well. It is a really neat touch. Sigma.YNT now looking inside the Roche pit. Doom's Midas. It's off cooldown. The efficiency, Doom. Think of the efficiency. As they do continue to push in here now as well. Daniel's going to be rotating over the Bushwhack. Not going to be used just yet. It is only illusions. So even when that Bushwhack comes out, Violent just slowly but surely chipping down Roche here with the illusions. And if you can get him down low enough, the song is going to be quite nice just to get up and secure that Roche. And again, PuckChamp, if they can keep him out the base, if they stay out the base too long, you can see these super creeps on the minimap just taking a look, pushing through close to that range racks, even with the double catapults here. Without the double catapults themselves, it is going to be on 2 waves away. Young G just has to move back, because otherwise they lose this range racks. They lose a couple of buildings in the base as well. And that potentially opens up for tier 4s. Graph win probability actually goes back a little bit in favor of PuckChamp. Ursa with the MKB, the Basher as well, building towards the Abyssal Blade. There's Violent. How is he looking in farm? Wants to get a Hex himself, and again, Hex is coming out on the cores that you don't usually see them being built on. It's less rare than you think at the minute. We've seen a couple of Wraith Kings being picked up. Wraith Kings building into Hexes as well. Young G at some point probably wants to build a Hex, maybe after the Lincolns.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Broodmother going
attack.
straight for that as the second big item on the Broodmother after the Greaves. No pipe though. Sunstrike Ursa there. It doesn't matter. Look at how quickly this is going to go down. So she does get the shard, has this Aegis. While that is going on, the bottom lane does push in. They lose the tier 2 tower. So all tier 2 towers down now on the side of PuckChamp. But yeah, Sigma.YNT, they were setting up and all of a sudden just stopped contesting into the Roche pit. Stopped looking for it. And it just means that PuckChamp can walk in and take it away from them.
Dire are scanning.
Four-man smoke coming out on the side of Sigma.YNT. What can they find? Young G raises. He's going to be smoked up himself, so smoke breaks. If he get the jump in, BKB goes up, but the Doom's going to be there. The PP's coming through. Overgrowth now, just onto the Shadow Fiend. They have the lockdown, but the rest of the team on the side of PuckChamp rotating in. And it looks like Shadow Fiend, he's going to be absolutely fine, even with this Doom going. She might not be so lucky. The Crystal Maiden will be taken down there. She gets on the back lines, though, gets right on top of For You. The gem's down. For You, he's low. Did you want to try and turn this because there's no shot onto the Nagasara and Naga? Probably trying to get that off the Ursa. And For You, how does he heal up? Does he try and use the urn on himself? Chased down, no BKB. He couldn't be able to get the control out again. They get that kill, but they take down Doom. They take down 3. They wait out the BKB on the Invoker. They chase him down afterwards. And again, the Naga song not having that heal, it just meant that the reset wasn't as powerful. The gem was on the deck there as well. It gets picked up by the courier on the side of the Dire. So yeah, Queasy loses his gem, loses his life. And all of a sudden, YNT, you can see the win probability dipping, is starting to slowly go in favor of PuckChamp. And Shigetsu, he has that full Abyssal Blade now. Going to go towards the Swift Blink. And this is the point where, you know, Sigma.YNT, they're going to be happy that they've taken a top set of racks, but not contesting into that Roche, it really is going to cost them. Because if they have the Roche, if they have the Aegis maybe on for you in that fight, they might be able to turn it around after the song. Instead, PuckChamp take the fight. And, okay, there's still two tier 2 towers up. Say that 3 times fast. But it is now PuckChamp in a more comfortable position coming into the rest of this match.
Haste! Cold and sweet.
So Shigetsu. He's still farming for you, moving himself away, going towards that refresher. The extra BKB time is going to be nice. You could obviously be able to drop your spells a couple of times as well. There's the tree. Tree mate, that's not your base. He's just going to be able to come and do some warding here on the high ground.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Things
under
as well,
attack.
maybe looking... I mean, they're going to see that nobody at the minute's defending this base with the wards being down for Vanscore. So do they try and force something out here on the side of YNT? Yeah, you can see the Nature's Grasp is going to be dropped. 4U's rotating in as well. Well, on the bottom lane, that tier 2 tower, the TP's going back now. What can they do? Can they try and bait
Radiant's
something out? They
bottom
have to
tower
take this
is
Aegis
under
down.
attack.
Shadow Fiend has the Lincolns as well now, so they need to break that before they get the... If they want to doom him, Hex comes out onto the Ursa. Can they take him down once? The Ancient Seal now is once the Mystic Flare. So they pop that Aegis. The Meteor is even going to cook the Squirrel, and now the Lotus Orb onto Hoodwink for the dive in. They've got the lockdown onto the Invoker. The Invoker's going to be killed off until the end. He gets that one before he goes down. Overgrowth gets hit with the Enrage. The BKB comes out. Corruptible gets the kill onto H2O. And now, with the Requiem of Souls, can he turn this one around? BKB here on Young G. Still going to be trying to go into Corruptible. Corruptible again. The Refresher into the Requiem. They get the kill onto the Doom. Queasy needs to run himself away. 3 heroes go down. They take down the Aegis. But it's still going to be a great trade for PuckChamp. Oh, he gets the blow up before he gets the blink away and TP. Really nice kill though with the E-Blade.
To memory.
But it's still YNT on the back foot after that fight. The Doom didn't get used. So at least he's going to have that. I mean, he'd have it when he came back alive anyway because of the short cooldown on it. But it is going to be available here to the Doom. Shigetsu. What's that win probability? Yeah, 56%. That was, what, 5, 7, 8 minutes ago before that second Roche. That was a 90% win rate for Sigma.
A loss so small.
In fact, it was even higher. What was it? Something like 96, 95, 96%. So there was a chance. There is always a chance to come back, but PuckChamp at the minute, after that second Roche, just completely running this first game here. 47 minutes in. I mean, I was expecting this game to go 36 minutes. And YNT, with the power spike that they had, take the Mega Creeps and just push in to end the game. But PuckChamp, they have clawed this one back by the claws of the Furry Scurry. So he has gone from that Fuzzy Wuzzy here and evolved into the Furry Scurry in this first
Are
game.
Scanning. Radiant are scanning.
And now, how do I mean, PuckChamp, there's going to be smoke coming out from YNT. This time, if YNT do take down the Ursa Burr first, if they do get a quick jump on, maybe... And you look at the position as well, you can see Daniel until the end close. They get the Frostbite onto the Nagasara and Illusion. But it is a smoke. It's going to be giving away the position of Shigetsu. Shigetsu has that shard, so the Earth Shock, it will give him that tiny enrage. Just a little enrage. Just a little mad. Not a full-on strop. What can they do here? It looks like, again, YNT through the smoke. They just want to continue pushing into the base. Oh, the smoke from PuckChamp, though. It's an illusion. They know it's an illusion. Smoke doesn't break, so they go around this way. They're going for a massive wraparound. If they pull this off here, PuckChamp, they could potentially push down. I mean, it is still going to be a fight on their side of the map. So what would they be able to get objective-wise from it? Probably the tier 2 tower on the top lane. Maybe even pushing through onto a tier 3. But the buybacks on the side of YNT, yeah, most of them are still there. So let's see what they can do. Glimmer Cape's coming through. Vanscore's smoke's going to break. Did they get the reveal now as well? They get the jump onto the Doom. The Doom, he gets taken down. The Overgrowth comes out. They might be able to get the trade kill here onto the Crystal Maiden, but it doesn't matter. The buybacks, they have to come through from YNT. All of them being committed here. And Tree is going to be dead. PuckChamp, this is going to be a really clean fight. Even with the TPs back in, if they can get this disengage off. Forcing out 2 buybacks, they get 3 kills from that. What can they do though? Their base is being pressured. The tier 4, at least one tier 4 has gone down. Malik, TP's back away from the rest of his team. So the buybacks came through quick from YNT. They wanted to fight back into this. But PuckChamp with a really clean disengage.
Invisibility.
Dire are scanning.
They get the Hex. Do they have the control? Do they have enough to get the kill off now as well? They do. They take down Shigetsu. Shigetsu just going to be caught out of position. They're even going to be able to get the jump onto the Crystal Maiden. Both have buybacks available. Violent though. Might see Malik. Malik still doesn't have the BKB. Lotus comes out though. It's going to be the ensnare. Do they have enough damage to take down the Brood? Violent pops his BKB. Does he maybe want to go for the song? So, YNT
Radiant are scanning.
motion back up as well. YNT just going to move themselves into the pit. As PuckChamp, they can't contest this unless Ursa wants to buy back, and this is going to be nice. Having that refresher here on the... Ooh, do you give it to the Doom? And the Song, yeah, the Song just to make sure they secure this. Nobody can jump in, nobody can contest into the Roche. So they give the Aegis over to the Doom. The Chi's still in the pit here. Do they... Vanscore, is he going to take this here? Okay, yes. Who took the refresh? Doom himself again. Okay, okay. But again, Ursa Bird's going to be back up in the next 20 seconds. They can't look for an all-out fight here, Sigma. I suppose it makes sense given the Aegis to the Doom because the Doom bought back in that last fight. So it's going to be down for the next 5 minutes or so. So it does make sense why they give him the Aegis, and the rest of the team would save for the buybacks. Invoker, he's about 700 gold away from his, so he should be able to. He's going to be able to farm that one up easy. Shigetsu on the Ursa has that Swift Blink available to him. Vanscore doesn't want to be that far forward, doesn't want to be scouted out, and the sentries are down in the lane, Vanscore. So you can't be seen by a spy lane. If you get caught out, it could be curtains for you.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Scan going to be used by the Radiant. Sigma.YNT, they are looking here. The smoke out from PuckChamp though. What can they do? Just trying to take back this outpost. Or they might thought, no, Young G, he gets that blink back to the high ground. Doom, they get the jump on the back lines though. Do they have enough to get the kill to Shigetsu? Shigetsu, he's going to be doomed up, but the Enrage comes out, the BKB now as well, the refresh. He might be able to get the second Doom off now onto the Broodman on the cliff. Not going to be able to get himself away from this one till the end, trying to use that freezing field. But H2O, they're going to be able to clean up double tornado now as well. The Broodmother is down, the Ursa's down, the Crystal Maiden's down, all with buybacks available. But the chase is on. Yeah, Broodmother buys back Young G, but they might be able to step onto For You. For You can get himself away. He doesn't use the BKB. Song doesn't come out in time. He has that buyback if he wants to use it here on the Invoker. But they post out a couple of buybacks. Can they go for even more? They get it back. Naga Siren! He doesn't have the Aegis. He gets cleaned up. Has that buyback available. But PuckChamp, it cost them what? 3 buybacks? And they do defend the base. YNT gonna be aware of this one though. If PuckChamp try and press down the Doom, that's gonna be back up. So yeah,
Dire's
Youngji, they
bottom
want to come
tower
right
is
down
under
into the
attack.
mid lane. Meanwhile, this bottom lane, creeps are starting to push it in. Invoker buys back. Is that going to be enough to dissuade the side of
Dire's
PuckChamp from
turret
pushing through?
has been killed.
Tornado, just onto the Spiderlands as well as the creeps.
Dire's
Yeah, bottom lane.
tower is under attack.
Corruptible, they're waiting for someone to TP back to push this one out. Oh, the Ursa. If they get the catch onto the Ursa Burr, this could potentially be game. The Centaur Stomp was that dude. They get it, the damage coming through. And they have him down 123 seconds without Fuzzy Wuzzy. This could be where YNT. They've got the Nagasarum coming back in the next 16 seconds. Surely this is where they look to push in and end the game. Doom still has that Aegis now for the next minute and 10. The ultimate not too far away, 50 seconds before the Doom's back up. And with 2 hero advantage here on the side of YNT, surely this is where they step in. Looking towards the high ground, Spinner Snur's being dropped, but how do the side of PuckChamp to try and defend this? To jump in, Corruptible, he gets himself on top of Malik, the Infernal Blade. Out onto the Brutal Tornado though through the trees, catches out onto Youngji there as well. Youngji Lotus Orb, they get the kill onto the Hoodwink. Hoodwink, he has to buy back. They have to go all out to defend this one. 55 minutes in, and Sigma.YNT, I think they've broken the base. They've broken this out of PuckChamp at least. Youngji, jump in, Hex immediately comes out onto the Doom. The Doom still doesn't have his ultimate up for the next 5 seconds, but that Aegis, he wants to go down. He's saying, kill me, as he comes back up now with the Doom, with his full power potential coming out. The Blink, Centaur Stomp comes out here. Shadow Fiend Doom, so it stops the Requiem of Souls that the Shadow Fiend wanted to throw out. Get that fear off and push everybody away. Now he does buy back, but they're going to be down to 1 set of racks. Fuzzy Wuzzy back in 30 seconds. What can the side of Sigma.YNT do to close this game out? The Nagasarum illusions onto the tier 4's Malik. Trying to do his best fortification here. PuckChamp. But you can see the Valorant. He wants to go for Megas. Just using the illusion to keep pressure back. Nullifier comes through. Youngji though. BKB is going to be used to get a double push back. Corruptible as well as Squeezy. They do get that lockdown. Another Requiem comes out. But Glimmercape's Gareth Mage, he's going to be A-OK. It looks like Lotus Orb once again onto the Shadow Fiend. He's still going to be taking a lot of right-click damage coming through. Violent, they're looking to sweep up. This time they do get the kill onto the Doom. Meteor gets dropped. The Deafening Blast for you eats the cheese. And the Song's going to be able to get them away, even with the TP in from the Ursa Burr. The blink forward as well from Hoodwink.
Middle barracks are under attack.
Violent should be able to get his team away there. Tree, even just going to go for the cheeky blink because he doesn't have a TP to get himself away. PuckChamp, at least it's not Megas just yet. As Violent can just continue to push it. Fireback comes through from the Doom. He has the boots of travel. He's going to be able to close that gap.
Dire's middle barracks is falling. Dire's middle barracks is
So they want to go any further. Tornado connecting. EMC comes through now as well. They've got the lockdown. They've got the Doom onto the Broodmother. This is going to be the death of the Brood. He goes down, and now the Crystal Maiden. Next target, tier 4s to follow. It looks like Ursa Burr jumps in. But the AoE Doom comes through here from the Doom. He's got the Aegis. Excuse me, he's got the Aghanim Scepter. It's been a long game. As 57 minutes in, they get the kill. They sweep up. Didn't even want to dive the fountain for the last one. GG's get called here. And this is going to be Sigma.YNT taking game number 1.
Dire's Ancient is under radiant victory.
So, game number 1 after just short of an hour. Only just short of an hour, but just short of an hour. Goes the way of Sigma.YNT. And again, I've still got this Gareth Mage voice line going in my ear, but just the lineup from Sigma.YNT, it just looked a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more along the lines of the meta that we see at the minute. Ursa Burr doesn't have the greatest win rate in the world. I think over every region, before Division 2 started, it had something like a 54% win rate. So it isn't looking great. Youngji, no mobility on the hero. So if he did get locked down, if he got silenced up, excuse me, by the Invoker, the Tornadoes coming through, the Cold Snaps coming through before the BKB, we saw the rotations onto the mid lane, and Youngji getting punished for it. And even in the fights, even with the BKB, you know, he was relying on 4 staffs to get himself away. The blink daggers, if he took damage, obviously going on cooldown. So he didn't have a way to kite and get himself away from the fight. That was it. Once they were on top of him, they were on top of him, and he was just shut down. 8, 5, and 7 for Young G. 12, 8, and 3 for Shigetsu. Meanwhile, on the side of Sigma.YNT, Violent only got 1 kill. 19 assists. So, obviously picking up the damage with his illusions. You know, he was in and around the fights. Got that damage off. Take a look at the hero damage. The Naga Siren dealt 27k. So it was just short of the 28k of the Shadow Fiend. But he got those assists. He found space. He didn't really ever get picked off. Corruptible on 28k himself, 42k on the Invoker. So you can see around these numbers where PuckChamp, even with the 37k on Shigetsu just wasn't able to close down and get as many kills as he wanted. 12, 8, and 3 there on Shigetsu, which isn't bad for an Ursaba. But when he is your main threat, you want to be looking on way more kills overall. And the even the time to kill on Shigetsu, it was still pretty low. Even with the BKB, even with the Enrage coming out, they were still getting through those. They were still doing the damage, the right-click damage as well, chasing him down, locking him down once that BKB got down to 6 seconds, and they had the ability to get the kill onto the Ursa, and there was nothing he could do about that. So, and again, I spoke about it in the draft, Malik. Early pushes coming out onto the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane, the tier 1 tower on the mid lane, and then all of a sudden Malik's impact, it starts to fade off because of the wave clear coming out from the side of YNT. And there was no Orchid. The Hex came out a little bit later on. You know, there was no amount of control. There was no overwhelming damage here. Malik 4, 5, and 17. So not being able to hunt the supports, and Queasy on the Scarith Mage, not a really tanky support. If you get yourself in there with an Orchid on top of the Scarith Mage, you should be able to chase him down and kill him off solo. Tree's a little bit tankier, especially if he gets off the living armor as well. He's got that sustain. But overall, the Broodmother should be able to chase down, but going for the Greaves into the Hex, the overall damage wasn't there for the Brood to be able to secure those kills. And that is going to be game number 1. We'll see if PuckChamp, can they bounce back in game number 2, or Sigma.YNT, are they going to close it out in 2? We'll find out, guys, after this break.